Television were a highly influential band, and I've cited them as an influence many times. Their pastoral, nocturnal oeuvre was quite something. Their clean modal lines, their sophisticated harmonies were quite influential, and indeed were the sonic blueprint for many bands, many two-guitar bands in existence today. Very unique. And indeed, their influences primarily were the Stones and Velvet Underground. They were one of the kind of main bands to come out of the kind of art rock movement, the kind of nascent art rock movement, the kind of proto-post-punk movement from CBGBs. And they were one of the bands that actually compelled CBGBs to kind of move away from the kind of country and bluegrass into more a rock direction. Indeed, when I played in CBGBs, I asked the man, the omniscient man behind the bar, where did Tom Verlaine stand? And he showed me, and that's where I stood. And also where Andy Summers stood on the stage in CBGBs when I played there. Tom Verlaine, again, Verlaine is the kind of stage name coming from Paul Verlaine, the decadent French poet. Tom Verlaine is also influential for one other mode of serendipity. Walked into a guitar shop in New York City and came across a Jazzmaster Fender, and nobody used them. They couldn't give them away, and got one quite inexpensive, and that became his trademark guitar, part of his aesthetic, the Jazzmaster. For me, it's kind of Kevin Shields influenced me in terms of that predilection, but Tom Verlaine influenced many guys to start playing Jazzmasters, and in turn there was a kind of a snowball effect. They influenced thousands of people, and now the Jazzmaster is a very, very popular guitar, and a lot of the people that influenced people to play it were influenced themselves by Tom Verlaine. Again, like many bands have been influenced by television. U2, R.E.M., Joy Division, Echo and the Bunnymen, Sonic Youth, and indeed Johnny Marr from the Smiths. They were all highly influenced by television, including like Interpol, one of your big bands of today, fantastic band from New York City, one of my favourites, and they were also influenced by television, the twin guitar lead. But intriguingly, Tom Verlaine also had a song of his covered by David Bowie, and he also worked with Jeff Buckley. He produced Jeff Buckley's second album, Sketches, and they remain good friends. Jeff Buckley graduated from Musicians Institute about a couple of months before I arrived, and when I got there, Jeff Buckley would still come to the school and play. He was great friends with one of the best teachers in the school, Alan Hines. Alan Hines was my teacher. He was a great teacher, a brilliant guitar player, and the consummate gentleman and an intellectual. Great, great guy to know. And I was introduced to Jeff Buckley, and if anyone who's a friend of Alan is a serious guy. And Jeff Buckley and Alan Hines extemporised a short little gig, about 25 minutes, in one of the classrooms in Musicians Institute, and we were absolutely enthralled. And I had my guitar, and at the end of the gig, Alan and Jeff Buckley were going off for a coffee. Jeff Buckley, I spoke to him for about 30 seconds before the gig. Alan said, "This is Mark from Ireland." "Oh, hi Mark, I'm from Ireland myself," kind of thing. And that was it. He went off and played. At the end of the gig, Jeff Buckley, I didn't know who he was from Adam. And after the gig, Alan kind of looked over to me kind of, they were going for coffee. Like, did I kind of want to join them? I kind of looked the other way, because we were going to have a jam session there. And who was going to be playing? Ralph Blondell from Nina. 99 Luftballon. 99 Luftballon. So when Ralph got up to play, I got up to play, and we played a couple of songs together, and extemporizations. I actually got a kind of a round of applause, which is a big thing. I mean, it's worth its weight in gold in Musicians Institute. And at the end of that, two guys came up to me and said, "Excuse me, we're looking for a guitar player in our band. Would you consider joining?" And I said, "Sure." Now, the bass player in that band was a chap called Robert, whose father, at that juncture, was going out with Angie Bowie. When I did my tour with Bennink, we did a tour and a little album. I was actually listening to television quite a bit. And when we finished the recording, and we're thinking about a name for the album, I said, like, television, because, I was listening to them so much before and during the recording. So I said, yeah, let's call the album Television. And it's quite a nice little album. And you might give it a listen to sometime. Thank you very, very much for listening.